Give me a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a bite of that. Give me a bite of that. Give me a piece of that. Give me a piece of that. I love a piece of that. Bite-sized Thursday.
Welcome, one and all. It is Side Bite Side, a production of Bite Size Media, a subsidiary of Off Slate Media. Look, I said subsidiary. Subsidiary.
No, it's subsidiary. You got it right.
Now I'm so confused.
I could use a subsidiary with some extra mayo.
I just had a lot of Taco Bell. I can't even.
You see, I can't because I'm lactose intolerant. It's subsidiary. Dairy.
I thought the only thing you were allergic to was jokes.
I think you're right.
Sorry, that was really bad. Let's just move on. Today's episode is comparing. If you tuned in last week, and if you did not, go watch it. And then come back. Because last week we were talking about the 90s animated Batman cartoon. And this week we are going to watch the old, I'm assuming it still came out in the 90s?
Superman, the animated series.
Wait, did it come out in the 90s?
1996.
Okay. The Superman animated, yes, as Jared what just said. I'm very excited. We're going to do our own version of Batman vs. Superman, but this one's going to be better.
The last son of Krypton.
The last son of Krypton?
That's the Marlon Brando thing, isn't it? Doesn't he say Krypton?
Does he?
In the 70s movie?
I didn't pick up on that. Yep. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and there actually is a crossover in the Superman show with Batman.
What?
It's called World's Finest. And they edited it into a movie called World's Finest, but I think in the show it's like a 2 or 3-parter. And it's where Bruce Wayne goes to Metropolis.
Ooh.
Does he kill Superman?
No, it's really funny. The first scene, they're in like this seedy like harbor bar, and he's interrogating someone in his own way, and then Superman's like, "That's enough," and Batman just grabs him and throws him into a table, and Superman doesn't faze him, but he kind of makes his face like, "Oh, okay."
He's like, "I'm doing this. I wasn't ready for that."
It's great.
So I'm assuming they did BVS way better than BVS.
Well, they didn't quite fight. The point being, wait,
hold on. Do they know that they have a mother with the same name?
I don't know. And here's the funny...
Wait, that never came up in the animated?
Here's the funny thing. Superman literally uses his X-ray vision to see through his mask and know who he is.
That makes sense.
I don't think that's ever happened in any other Superman Batman thing. I can't think of it, but he's literally, it shows Batman and then the mask disappears, he's looking at him and he's like, Bruce Wayne? And I'm like, wow, why didn't he just do that?
Sense.
So that kind of happens in Smallville.
Does it really?
Except it's in the girls' locker room.
Oh, that's...
You don't remember that from the first season?
Oh my gosh, I do.
Oh my gosh.
It took me 3 years to
Bruce
watch
is a
that
teenage
season.
boy. That's unfortunate, but...
Yes, but watching the show as a...
39-year-old man.
It's creepy. That's creepy.
Oh, ew.
Oh, God.
I think it's more of a... for 20 minutes.
Big yikes.
Half the episode.
Big yikes. But
big oof.
But have any of us seen the Superman?
That's what I was going to get into. Yeah. I have never seen a single episode.
Bits and pieces.
I played the Superman N64 game, and we all know how that turned out.
It's my favorite game.
Is it a good or a bad game?
I don't know.
Oh, I actually don't know. I've never
consistently categorized as one of the worst games in existence.
Really? It's that bad? Wow. I'm kind of curious to play it now. No.
Yeah, this as I said, I skipped over it kind of accidentally because I just jumped straight to Justice League. I skipped this Superman and Batman Beyond without realizing, there's an order.
So I never knew there was an order. Similar to you, I know we didn't talk about this last episode. I jumped right into Justice League as well. Yeah, but I never knew there was even a Superman animated series.
Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Static Shock, Justice League Unlimited.
Static Shock is a part of that?
God.
Apparently.
Are you for real?
Let's go Static Shock, baby!
My goodness.
Oh my God. Throwback. I loved Static Shock. That was such a good show. Did you guys ever watch that? We watched Static Shock, right?
It was on the WB.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't get the WB. I could sometimes get it if the antenna was in the right position and the clouds weren't in the way. So I would catch like a, no pun intended, staticky version.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, it started when you were probably just about entering high school.
Static Shock?
2000.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember watching it.
Me too.
Oh, I watched the heck out of that. I don't know how. I probably would have been, about the same age.
It was 5.
That just makes me feel
it's a funny show. And you're just like
an immature kid. I still watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff in high school.
Dude, I still watched Yu-Gi-Oh! In high school.
Nerd.
I'm a nerd.
Come on. You knew I was a nerd before.
Anyway, let's get into this.
You knew what you were getting into with this.
Let's watch the episode. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Take a bite.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After that quick 2-second edit, we just watched Superman, this last son of Krypton.
It's not as good as Batman.
No, it's
kind of there, but
like again, and I don't know how the rights work. I don't know if it's Warner Brothers, so in theory they should still be able to use parts of the old 70s Superman theme, but
parts of it are similar.
Yeah,
unless there's something with John Williams.
I didn't get that. The notes for Batman were a lot more used than the John Williams theme. Which again, I didn't know if John Williams owns it. I don't know how that works. But it was pretty cool. It was, and I want to say
definitely a different vibe.
But that's what I kind of like, because I like that. And I've always stood by, I think Superman works best when he's off-world, when he's not in Earth.
I mean, because he's not a god in other worlds.
Exactly, because you can actually injure him and
bleed.
he can exactly.
Do you bleed?
And that's what I love. I love seeing all the alien stuff. Like I love seeing Krypton. I love seeing Brainiac.
Except for they called them humans.
Yeah. When they said, I was like, human error. They're not humans though.
Yeah. They're Kryptonians.
Yeah,
soon to be Phantom Zonians.
Yeah, which I will say really quick. I want to mention this because it's been a long time since I've seen any other Superman property, so I could be wrong. But I liked the fact that you could see rocks, parts of Krypton flying through the portal with him.
You mean kryptonite?
Yes. Kryptonite.
Radioactive pieces of Superman's homeworld.
Rocks of Krypton.
Okay, well, I was getting around to calling it kryptonite, but I like the fact that you could see that flow through. Could you see that in any other Superman property?
Yes.
You do. Okay, that's why I wasn't sure, because it's been so long since I've seen
idea how Krypton gets there.
Okay, you see, that makes sense. I just never realized. I never thought in any other property they did that, but that's obviously wrong. I just don't. It's been so long since I've seen any other Superman.
Well,
property.
Except for in Superman Returns. In Superman Returns, Kevin Spacey figures out how to make kryptonite.
No, not kryptonite. Kryptonite. That's what he does.
That was a movie. Yeah.
Don't knock on that movie. That movie's
directed by Bryan Singer.
With Kevin Spacey.
But it's got Brandon Ruth.
It does. Wait, is that how you say his last name? Ruth? Ralph?
Yes, Ruth.
I always thought it was Ralph. Anyway, what did you guys think of it?
That's the thing I like about the animated Superman in this universe is he's not untouchable in other properties. He's like you said, a god.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of times in this and for what I've seen of this, and then like the Justice League show, he takes hits.
Yeah.
And most Superman, like electricity is a weakness, but like here, like he actually gets hurt on these shows, whereas now there's nothing phases him.
I know, like
where he gets punched by something big, it hurts him. It doesn't hurt him like me or you, but I like how he's not just this walking. What you know what I'm trying to say?
He is barely walking in this episode because he's still a baby.
Like when, that he walks and they're throwing something at him, and when it hits him, you hear the steel sound. The Man of Steel, as it were.
Yeah, I like how he is indestructible in a way, but not in the same like unmovable way where he actually gets hurt.
Yeah,
takes hits.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's what I like about Smallville is Clark Kent, more or less.
Sorry,
did I say Clark Kent?
You did. I just had to make fun of that.
Clark Kent, pretty vulnerable in that show. Also kind of annoying, but also pretty vulnerable.
I also feel like, and granted, I've never seen Smallville. I heard Superman and Lois is supposed to be good.
Yeah.
I feel like the best way for like Superman stuff is to get like the emotional vulnerability because when he's on Earth,
Smallville, it makes sense because he doesn't know what he is.
Exactly. But I'm just trying to think like,
and I'm trying to speak very vaguely about this because he is watching it over the last 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years? I started in like 2018 and I'm in season 2.
So 4 years and it got, 26 episodes? I have been
assigned to go through the entire series and tell him what are plot essential episodes.
Oh, I'll watch it all just to spite him.
You said that about Digimon.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, also, that might have been my favorite representation of Krypton that I've seen. I've only seen like 3 or 4.
Which, I'll let you go first.
Like the Smallville thing you mentioned is part of it, without going into specifics, but I've not seen that. Because all I have is the Christopher Reeve Krypton and then the Man of Steel Krypton, which you don't see much of it for the 70s movie, and then Man of Steel, it's really ugly.
It's just brown and dirty.
Whereas I was saying I like how in this, it is supposed to be a utopian society, and that's why there's more backlash against his theory that the world's ending.
Because how can it end in utopia?
Yeah, and whereas I feel like Man of Steel, we were on Krypton a long time.
I do feel
and the Christopher Reeve one, I thought it was longer. You were saying it's not that much.
I don't feel like it was that much. They have the trial, and then I think it immediately goes to, we have to send him away.
So this one kind of had the perfect length because it's a 22-minute animated.
This whole episode was all on Krypton.
I'm surprised that they put it in there though, because if I remember correctly, that's not how. Obviously, it's not how they started Superman. They didn't start with that.
What? Like in the comic books? Like
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I like this idea of showing where he came from because like we can also kind of use that as like a cautionary tale for ourselves.
I mean, the comics do that eventually, but
I just think it's a very interesting, and I know that there is a show on Sci-Fi called Krypton, or there was it was 2 seasons. It was 2 seasons. It was terrible. I never watched it, but I feel like after watching this episode,
don't do it.
I won't watch it, but I feel like something like that could work. Like I could see just like the politics behind this. Like I feel like
it doesn't because no one's really genuinely interested in an extended stay on Krypton because we all know it is over.
I feel like they could do like a mini series.
It's like
you could do
it's like Rogue One. Everyone knows the planet's going to die. Everyone on the planet's going to die except for Superman. You know that. You don't care. Why would you care?
Then you introduce characters that will make you care. And granted,
how do you introduce characters that will make you care when you know they're going to die?
You still just write them well. Like you just give them like personality. You give them personality. I'm not saying it's easy.
How many TV shows, how many movies are written well?
Making a well-written TV show or movie is hard. It's absolutely hard. But I feel like if they could hit the nail on the head, it could work, and it could work really well. Like I was going to say, make it like a mini series, like
I mean,
what did I just watch that you were forcing me to watch?
What?
What's another thing we forced him to watch?
Chernobyl. Like make it like a mini series like Chernobyl, like 5-6 episodes all about the politics leading up to this. And I think that could be cool.
But that's different though.
That's what I want.
Those are. Oh. Okay, then.
I feel like because like you said, like there's an end in sight. Like it's not going to be a 26 episode season.
I think it's different when if we don't know if anyone else got off the planet, that's one thing. But he's literally the last son of Krypton. Yeah. Everyone else died.
I know.
So in that case, it's like we know everyone's going to die. But if it's a thing where it's a little more ambiguous as to if anyone got off, that's different. Because then you could watch that show knowing, okay, do any of them make it off? Do all of them make it off?
I mean, what? People do make it off Krypton.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Well, I think a couple in the comics.
Yes, you got a Zod and his followers.
Yeah, Zod.
There's a lot more than that.
Oh, I don't know.
But real quick,
there's Kryptonians that weren't even on planet at the time.
That's true.
Oh yeah, they could usually do that.
There's Supergirl. There's Crypto. Yeah. There's.
I am curious to get, because out of the two, out of the two episodes, what do you guys prefer?
Batman.
It's
hard when they're not full stories because it's a part one each, but Batman has the nostalgia, so that makes me like it more. Whatever's better, they're very different.
They are drastically different.
One is establishing an origin through characters that we never really see again, or at least in that capacity.
Jor-El you'll see again.
Yeah, but not in that way. And then the other one is just an episode. Because we don't really... The origin for the animated Batman is Mask of the Phantasm is showing the origin. Because they didn't do an origin episode. They didn't want to start like that.
That's true. Because
I think both Burton movies touched on it, mainly the first one, of course. So I think they're like, let's just throw us right in.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I like Batman more just naturally.
Jake, preference between Batman and Superman?
I can't decide. I like... Part of me likes the brightness because I'm so tired of being depressed. But
I feel that. I really do feel that spiritually.
But at the same time, I feel like Batman is probably better in style and substance. And I feel like Superman, although it is an origin story, I feel like it sort of throws you into it and kind of expects you to know what this is and what's happening.
I would almost disagree. I think it explains to you what's happening, and it doesn't really expect you to know anything. I think knowing that Brainiac is going to be a villain in the future is a nice little nod for anybody that read the comics and knows those kind of things. But
I suppose, I don't know. There's something about watching Superman discover where he's from without knowing entirely yourself.
A little bit of the mystery
is a better hook for me.
Fair enough.
But that's me.
I'm kind of on the same boat as you. I'm very, very torn. I like the optimism, like you were saying, of Superman, but I like the style of Batman. So I might have to vote for Batman just because that's brooding style is just... I'm Batman. But anyway, anything else you guys want to mention before we head out here? So, Jared... I'm sure we have people that watch us, that listen to us, that like what we're saying. If they want to get more of the content that we are putting out, where can they follow us?
Well,
that was a good lead up. That was.
Yes. Well, I was going to say, when you hear Marlon Brando say Krypton like 70 times in the first Superman movie, it's pretty funny.
Oh, God.
Yep. And maybe Dickey will make a funny TikTok on our funny TikTok about Marlon Brando saying Krypton.
I might have to do that now. A supercut of all the Kryptons.
So at Off Slate Media on TikTok, at Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Leave a Lord, Apple Podcasts, and you can watch us right here on YouTube. Like and subscribe and ring our bell. I forgot to say that last week.
Oh yes, don't forget to ring our bell. Thank you everybody for listening to today's episode of Side Bite Side. A production of Bite-Sized...
Subsidiary.
No, a production...
A subsidiary.
Okay, I give up. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for more awesome content. So until the next episode, don't forget...
Take a bite.
Bite me off a piece of that.